Let me push forward. I'm going to share my screen too because we are obviously going to be going over the virtual office. And I am just coming from a place where I'm assuming that you guys don't know anything.
Audio is very
Is audio weird? Can you guys all hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Carrie, is your audio just kind of weird? Oh, she's kind of, she's like freezing.
Delay.
I bet it maybe is connectivity in your house or something about bandwidth.
But she looks very happy.
She does. It's frozen on a very happy face.
It's so cute.
Okay. Let me get my bearings here, you guys. Have I shared my screen yet?
No.
Okay. Now I have, right?
It's starting, it said. Yes, there it is.
Let me actually log out because I'm just going to go through this like you guys have never done this before. So in the event that someone who's totally brand new watches the recording, we'll see exactly how to log in. So we know to get to the virtual office, you go to youngliving.com. And remember, the virtual office is going to be helpful for not just business people, but this is the same place that we want our members to become very familiar with because it's all in one place. Your ordering in your member account and your business is all going to be on the virtual office. So once you go to youngliving.com, you will see this page, although, let me go actually, because sometimes it looks like this. And what I will also say about this page, you guys, is that what's really helpful about going to just youngliving.com before you click the United States is you can very quickly see these are all the countries that we serve. So if you're ever curious, like, oh, I have a friend that's in Spain. I wonder if Young Living sends to Spain. Well, right here you have a Spain option to log into. So, so those are currently the countries that we serve. If like South Africa is not on here, and if you needed to get something to South Africa, I don't think that it will ship there. But we can definitely ask the international department and they would let us know. So, those are all the countries and they're adding them to them all the time. This is, I feel like this is, oh, look at more. Look at that. Wow. This is pretty cool, you guys. So these are all of our places that Young Living is extended into. So of course we're going to click on the United States English because I speak English and I live in the United States and my account is in the United States. But one thing I'll just say really quickly about international accounts, if you have anyone who wants to open up an account internationally, the starter kit differs from country to country. So just keep that in mind. So if you, like for example, I have a friend who lived temporarily in Italy. She's a member and so she created an Italian membership and their starter kit actually still came, I think, with Valor in it. So the starter kits are a bit different, or Peace and Calming, one of those. They're about the same price point. So, but just keep that in mind when it comes to the actual, like the things that come in the starter kit. It might differ slightly. So then you're going to sign in and use either your member number, which I hope by now most of you have your member number memorized. If you don't, you will very, very quickly. And when you log in, you are immediately taken to your dashboard. All right, so your dashboard is going to give you a quick rundown of your account. So in the shopping section, you have your monthly order PV amount. My monthly order for this month has already processed, so this PV amount reflects the amount in my next month's order, which I have to take that down quite a bit. I start to throw things in my cart during the month to remind myself that these are things I want, and then I go through and I edit it and then, you know, push it out early. Anyway, quick order, and then you have balances. So over here you have reward points and available credits. Can you guys see this whole screen? Is this viewable?
I can't because all the people's faces are along the right side, but
You should be able to move that bar if you want to.
I think you could reduce that, yeah.
Or just move the bar over or something. You can drag that face bar.
okay, I could see now.
Okay, so you have your reward points. I pretty much spend my reward points every month. And then available credits. So if it says a negative available credit, that just means that you owe money and you just need to call them and figure it out. If you don't rectify it, then I think that it just gets deducted from your next commission. But I'm not certain on that. So that's just what, and then if it's obviously a positive credit, then you can call in anytime and have them apply it to your Essential Rewards order or a quick order. But you have to call in to apply a credit. And then down here you have your volume and rank bar, and we have our OGV is here. And on the call the other night, we'd learned that OGV stands for Organizational Group Volume. And of course, hovering over that question mark, as you see, shows us what it is. So it's the entire sales of the organization. So this month, I'm only 600 PV away from having a growth from last month, which is always my goal. So we'll kind of jump down to this OGV history graph right here. Oops, that's not going to work out very well. But down here, the bar graph, as you see, as you're intentionally trying to grow your business, you want to see overall an increase in the growth of your organization. That shows that it's growing. Now, it's obviously going to have peaks and valleys. Like November was a huge month. That's the month I hit gold for the first time. But that's the month, do you guys remember that month? They like sucked all the members dry. Do you remember that, with all the promotions, then the Black Friday sale, and then like a Thanksgiving sale? Like people were spending left and right. But when that happens, I kind of knew December was going to be smaller because people had just spent a bunch of money in November. And it was a really good promo. I think that's when they gave away frankincense, sacred frankincense, and myrrh maybe. Anyway. So you're going to have peaks and valleys, but I did a post on this a while ago. Brandon and I, our inchstone trying to get us to keep focused on moving forward has been to have consecutive months of growth. So you can see since February, we have increased in our OGV. So those are personal successes for us, what we're wanting to see in our business. So like I said, I have to beat 38.8. So I think we'll get there. But this graph is really, really helpful. It doesn't show it very well right now, but if you, I wonder if I zoom in. If you zoom, if at the beginning of the month, you'll see, like, can you guys barely see, there's like almost like a grayed out like sliver above that solid green bar. It's really, really hard to see. That's going to be unprocessed ER order. So at the beginning of the month, this graph will show you like that grayish green area is like what still has to process in the month. So you can kind of see what the projection is. It's always more than that because you sign up members, or business people in your organization are signing up members. So it's going to go higher than that eventually. But this graph is pretty helpful. Going back up here to this gray volume rank box, PV is going to be what you have spent in your account for the month, right? So I have, between Essential Rewards order and quick orders, I have spent 447 PV. Your PGV is everything, all of my sales that are not in my gold qualifying legs. All right, so think about those words. If I'm gold, which my qualified rank right this month is gold, I have 3 legs at 6,000, I think. Am I correct, Debbie? 6,000, I think, is what.
Yes, that's correct. Sorry.
Okay, no, it's all right. I'm like, I think it's right.
Yes, it is.
So I have 3 legs at 6,000. That PGV is all the sales outside of those 3 legs, floating around out here. You always, once you hit silver, you always have to have 1,000 sales floating around outside of the qualifying legs. And with silver, it would be your 2 legs. All right. If that feels confusing to you, don't get hung up on it. You'll figure it out. And then you have your qualified rank as gold. If this said silver, but I've hit gold before, in Young Living's eyes, I'm a gold leader. Even if I skip a month or 2 or 3 of hitting that rank and I like fall back, so to say, to silver, I'm still a gold leader in their eyes. right? So that's, I don't want people to feel like I'm not executive anymore because I didn't hit it again or anything. That you're still an executive leader. You do have to work to maintain that rank once you hit a rank. Still looking at the dashboard on this first summary page, we're going to scoot all the way down underneath the bar graph area. And this is kind of a newer thing in the last half of the year. So you have a quick glance at, okay, I have 775 total members underneath me in my organization. I have one leader, because a leader is anyone silver or above, and that's myself. Bree is going to be silver once her one leg processes her order. Anyway, one of her legs isn't qualified yet, but she will. Anyway, that would say 2. So leaders are silver and above. And then new members. We have had 33 new members this month, which is super cool. Good job, you guys. And then look at this. 52 members are about to go inactive. So the cool thing about this dashboard down here is that we could click on that, and here's the list of people that are about to go inactive. So you're going to want, if these are any of your members, you want to make sure you make contact with them, and at the least, let them know they're about to go inactive and what that means for them. And very quickly, all that means is that they're no longer able to place orders online. They could call, but they would have to call in to place an order and reactivate. Always let people know if they're about to go inactive. If you see anyone on here that's yours, be sure to contact them. So they're going to fall off of our account. And I think by the 12th of every month, around that is when they fall off. You can also click on view for new members. These are the 33 new members. It says 35, but I think some of them are people who were inactive that reactivated. So anyway, so these are all the new members that we've had this month. Look at how many people, like, let's look at this for just a quick minute. Because this is like side note, but look at how many people are new members that have also signed up for ER this month. So that's, let's see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've had 7 new members sign up for ER at the time of enrollment. That's pretty cool. That's really, really awesome.
Hey, Lisa?
Yeah.
Without leaving that screen, can you scroll down?
Yep.
You see how there's the blue arrow?
Yep.
Can you explain that?
Yeah. So this shows that it's a skipped ER. But what I know about this is that this person, for example, Ashley Davenport, she signed up for Essential Rewards at the time of enrollment, but she must have selected her first day as September 16th, not August 16th. So she bought her kit and signed up for Essential Rewards, but I think it'll process next month as her first month. So I think that's why it's showing skipped. And this Jenny right here, I also know I helped her with her account. Jenny, she signed up for Essential Rewards, but next month will be her first month. So it's showing you that they've signed up for Essential Rewards and they're on Essential Rewards because they have this number 20. That means on the 20th of the month, their ER is processing. But the blue skip means that either something happened and they're not processing this month, or they, like I know in her situation, that her first month will actually be September. Does that make sense? We'll look at that in a different place. If I forget, remind me to talk about the ER alerts. So Debbie, maybe if I don't remember to talk about ER alerts, remind me.
Okay.
So look at right here. So the 20th of the month is when she processed, and see that green arrow? That means we're good. Like, you want to look at your ER people and see that they have a green arrow after their date. Obviously, if it was set to process on the 29th, that would not have a green arrow because the 29th is not here yet. So we want all of our ER people to have that green check mark. All of these members with no date next to their auto ship on the auto ship column, that just means they're not on ER. They haven't signed up for auto ship. So they are just regular members.
Lisa, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Somebody signs up for ER and then they need to skip a month. They just call in Is that correct? And say that they need to skip that month?
We have no more skip months, so if they skip a month, they lose all their points and the point percent earnage. So
Okay. I knew that they started back at the like 0 as far as consecutive months. I didn't know that they lose all their points.
And I think they even lose earning all the gifts because they're not going to resend out those thank you gifts for 3, 6, 9, and 12 months if they've already been, you know what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
Oh, so even if they like skip a couple months and they restart and then they go consecutive for a year, they won't have all the loyalty gifts.
I do not think they'll get them because there's no way for them to keep track of like what gifts they've necessarily received.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like they can't just always keep giving out the 3 months every time. If at 4 months, everyone always cancels and starts over again, right?
Okay. So there's not like a penalty, however.
No, it's not.
You
No, they
lose-
won't get charged anything and they can
Right.
cancel and start back up. If they don't care about the loyalty gifts and they're not too concerned about having to start back over at 10% to get back up to 20% after 3 months, if that's not a concern to them and if they've spent their points, then they can cancel and start back up anytime.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know they lost their points. That's good to know.
It
Okay.
is good to, yeah, for sure. And that's something that we do really need to watch. If they miss 50 PV in a month, or they accidentally like a credit card issue and it doesn't process, like for any reason, if their ER order does not process at 50 PV or more, then they are considered out of ER for that month and everything goes away. They start back at 0 for everything. So that's
Okay.
what we want to be watching and checking in daily, even if it's for 10 minutes on our virtual office to just check, okay, has everything processed? Especially at this time of the month, we need to be checking on all of our auto ship orders and following up with them. And a lot of times it's a credit card issue because every so often our credit cards expire.
Yeah.
Or like something goes out of stock and they drop under 50, which is why we need to encourage everyone to sign up for PV Assist. And if you don't know what PV Assist is, then just talk to me or an enroller after the call. Or search PV Assistant in oil spill. Okay, so going back to dashboard, a couple of things I want to point out at dashboard that are super, super important. We've looked at all of these main summary details, but up at the top here, you see like these tabs. Okay, rank qualification is, I watch this the most. So if I've already hit gold, it's going to be showing me I'm shooting for platinum. So it's going to default to everything I have to do to get to platinum. And it will show, okay, I need 61,000 OGV to get to 100,000. All right, for platinum, I would be more than halfway there with my legs because I need 4 legs at 8,000. And then my PGV is more than fine. Anyway, so what I do though is through the month, like this month I was qualifying for Gold Retreat, and so I was watching this to see what the prediction was. Towards the beginning of the month, I needed more OGV to get to 35,000. So just point being is go ahead and it tells you what you earn at the rank that you're going for. And this is just really helpful. Do any of you guys already use this rank qualification chart?
I use it every day.
Yep. It's very, very helpful. And it tells you obviously right here what you need. So executive, if you haven't been to executive yet, you are going to be looking at this a lot and saying, okay, I need 4,000 OGV and 2 legs at 1,000. And you'll scroll down and you'll see, okay, where are my legs? Where's my OGV? How much more do I need? And then you start strategizing. Okay, how do I get 1,000 more OGV? What am I going to do? What are my leaders going to do? How am I going to help my leaders get there? So use this rank qualification. Getting started, this is kind of a newer thing too. Now this is kind of helpful. If you guys haven't explored this, I encourage you to spend some time exploring this getting started. These are videos kind of taking you through the parts of the virtual office. And it even has like, see, green check mark means that I've watched that. And they're good. They're really helpful things. So kind of explore that and look around at what it offers. You might learn some cool things and easy ways to share Young Living. All right, so now going back to the dashboard and our summary, I wanted to show you guys now my organization. So over on this blue column on the left, you see that my organization thing, and This is where I spend a lot of time, is looking at this organization chart. This is my entire organization condensed. As you see that everything, I have only level 1s showing. So kind of looking at this big graph, you have your level. This is what level in your organization they are. So everything's condensed in my business right now. So all of these are my level 1 members. All of these members have me as their enroller, or excuse me, as their sponsor. And then you have their member numbers. So if you call customer service, if you need to log into their account, if you need to do anything or they ask for their member number, you can find that here. Their PV, what they've spent in the month, is in this column. OGV is their organizational group volume. So when I'm trying to get to gold, I'm watching my legs here to make sure they're at 6,000 or more. And their PGV is here. And then their auto ship days. So all of them except one has processed. So I know this Megan gal, she has not processed, and she hasn't processed for the past couple months. So she must have just let her ER go, but hasn't actually canceled it. If she actually called in to cancel ER, that 23 would disappear. Okay, so then over here, there's a mail thing. I think you can actually like send a message to them like through the website. I personally have never done that. Have any of you guys ever sent like a message through?
Yes. I've done it to Tracy, yeah.
And does that work pretty well?
Works well.
I've never received one. I don't even really know.
It looks just like a regular email.
Oh, like in your inbox?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I should try that more often.
It's kind of like the thing on Oily Tools.
Gotcha. And I think that there's a way, you can run a report, and I don't know if you can create a whole email list for.
Oh yeah, you probably could.
I don't know. The head right here just means that's all their member information. I'll show you that in a minute. And then this, these two heads, I don't know exactly what that means. Personally enrolled by, oh, it shows all the people they've enrolled, I believe. 1853871. No, that's all the people I've personally enrolled. I don't know. I don't really know exactly what that head means. Hold on, Megan. I haven't personally enrolled her. Oh yeah, see that too, that she's personally enrolled. So I clicked on myself. So like if I clicked on that for Bree, then these are all the members that Bree has personally enrolled that are active. That's actually really handy. Learning new things all the time. Okay. And then this is their rank qualification status. So when I'm watching like Debbie, who's trying to get to silver, I click on this a lot for her, and I'm like, okay, this is how much more she has to go. She's already hit silver, so it defaulted to putting her on gold, but I click back to silver, and it'll show me what she needs. So she only needs like just a little bit more OGV in this one leg to get to silver. And she's pushing hard, I know that.
Lisa, what did you just click on? I looked down for a quick second to write a note.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, how did you do that? Because I'm always,
Oh, right here. And I'll show you another place to get it. So those are the shortcuts, but look at, bam,
That's
click
awesome.
on their name. Same information.
Right.
Just click on qualification.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no worries. So if you just click on any of your members' names, this is where you're going to get lots of helpful information, you guys. This is what type they are, distributor or retail, their address, so you can mail them things, their phone number. Oily Tools, you can directly text to their phone number through Oily Tools. So when you sign up new members, have them put their cell phones in there, which most people do, because who has a landline anymore? Debbie does. And then their member number. So if you need their member number, who's their sponsor, who's their enroller, when was their last order date? Now, last order date. This is going to be only registering if they spend 50 PV or more. So if they place a 30-something order, it won't show you that they placed an order. Okay? Does that make sense? When they were activated, so their activation date and their sign-up date. Usually those are the same, but not always. Auto ship day, she processed on the 11th this month. She had 102 in her auto ship order. Her qualified rank currently is executive, but her highest rank that she's ever hit is silver. So this is a really, really helpful page to see, and then sponsor path. So this shows within your organization, where do they fall, which as you start to get deeper and deeper, it's very, very helpful to kind of see who their upline is. You can add notes in here. I never have, which that's not a bad idea. And then that qualification thing that we looked at. Any questions so far? Okay. So then now you see the plus signs over here. So if I expand Debbie's organization, now this is her level 1, my level 2. So these are her leg leaders. So she currently has 4 leg leaders. This gal just randomly signed up a couple people, so I know she doesn't do the business. She's not on ER. They're on ER. I'll show you this little check marks, like secure shield. It shows that they have signed up for PV Assistant. Again, you want your ER people to have that shield next to their ER date, because that means that their ER will be protected to not drop under 50 on accident. And that is a mess if that happens. I did make a really good post to explaining to people in Oil Spill about PV Assist. If you need to tag some of your people who haven't signed up for that yet, feel free to resurrect that post and tag them in it. It's super easy to set up. And anyway, so that will expand. So now I could expand Lauren, and now I'm seeing people on my level 3. That's Lauren's level 1, Debbie's level 2, my level 3. And I think you guys know you can kind of just keep expanding and seeing how it just keeps going on out and out and out and out and out. So these are like my level 6s and so on. So that shows you where your levels are. On this page, you can run reports. So this is going to be really helpful. You have lots of reports you can run. This time of the month, you want to run a report for accounts with AutoShip. And this is where all of the, so I have 224 AutoShip members. One thing I'll note, because I never saw it in the beginning, it only showed 100. So don't think you've seen them all. Scroll down to the bottom and show more when as your guys' businesses grow, and it'll show all of them. I just didn't realize that for a while, so I don't want other people to make that mistake. All right, so green means that they are over 100 PV. Orange means that they are under 100 PV, but over 50 PV. And red, we don't want reds, especially in this report. We don't want reds because red is under 50 PV. If an ER member is under 50 PV, they will have problems. They will lose their points. They will lose their percent earnage. That's the percentage, that they're earning each month. So we see down at the bottom, we have quite a few people that are having issues. We talked about this blue skip means that somehow they skip the month. If you don't know the situation, if you are their enroller, you want to follow up with them and figure out, hey, I noticed your ER didn't go through. Do you have any idea what happened? Or how can I help you? And they'll usually be like, oh yeah, I know my credit card issue, or oh, I called in and I couldn't do it this month, or whatever. Oh, did you know you're gonna lose your points? Oh, did you know you're losing? Anyway, you get the deal. The error thing, so this orange exclamation point, that's what we don't wanna see. That means that a credit card is expired, it didn't process because there was a hold on their account for some reason, their credit card. It's under 50 PV, something went out of stock, they don't have PV Assist to set up, so they're basically not having an ER order go through this month. Even though they might be signed up for it, if they're under 50 PV, it's not considered an ER order for that month. So those are definitely people you want to follow up with.
Lisa, I know you explained this already, but can you, I don't even have the green shield next to me. That's PV Assist, so that just will let me know if my order falls below
Correct.
50 PV. And that could be because the product went out of stock or.
It won't let you know. I'll show you that in just a second. So
Okay.
if I don't address that in a second, we'll look at that screen. And then, of course, if there's no green check mark and there's no errors or anything like that, but this person processes on the 28th, so it processes tonight. So that's where it's really, really hard when our members process anytime after the 25th of the month. If someone is signing up for Essential Rewards at the end of the month or at any time, I always, always, always encourage them to process prior to the 20th of every month, because if there's an issue in the last couple days of the month, resolving that issue before the month turns over is extremely hard. And I've been in a couple situations where we've all done everything we could, but once the month turns over, the customer services systems block them from being able to do things. So I just never encourage anyone to sign up for ER after the 20th or the 25th. Like, that's kind of like by the 25th, I'd like to see people process. It just is so hard to fix problems at the end of the month. So even if they have it set for the 28th, trying to encourage them to at least push it through early is better. This person has PV Assist set up, which is helpful. So if they process late, those people really need to have that PV Assist set up. But like this Amy Hone, some issue is going on with her. Who does she belong to? Jen McKee. So we might want to follow up with, that person and so on. But like, I know some of these just stopped placing ER orders. They just never canceled ER. So like I said before, it seems like they're still on ER, but actually they just haven't placed an order in months. They just haven't canceled it. So any questions on this so far? So there's a lot of people who need to set up PV Assist, and I will show you. I will show you right now how to do that.
I have like a business question.
Please ask.
Okay, so for the people who are having issues with their ER order, like say that they're like your level 6, do you, like, who of their upline do you contact when you notice that?
I always contact their enroller. So the enroller can talk. The enroller is always going to be the one who communicates with the member. So I would contact that enroller, and likely the enroller is one of your business persons. So, if it was like, I find out that it's like Carrie. So let's say one of her ER persons, I noticed that it has an error. I'm going to reach out to Carrie and say, hey, can you check in with Jane Smith? I see there's an error on her ER. Let me know how I can help. And then, so she will talk to the member because it's her person.
Okay.
Good question. Yes. Isn't that good advice? I agree. Okay. So let's look here at, really quick before I go too much into PV Assist. So all the different reports. One thing I want to show you guys is, okay, let's figure out how to find, like, let's say I want to know who I've enrolled this month. All right. So it might be tricky, but you just have to fold it. So let's see here. So I'm going to go to new members, and then I'm going to click, because these are I didn't sign up 35 people this month. So that's everyone in my organization who's new, but I still want to know just who I enrolled. So then I'm going to go to this customize button, and then I'm going to go down to personally enrolled by, click on member number, and then I'm going to put in my member number. And I could do this, like if I want to know really quick for some reason, how many people did Debbie sign up this month? Maybe I'm doing a promotional thing in my business where I want to give something away to everyone who signs up, like 5 people every month or something like that. I'm going to then put in Debbie's member number right there, and I would see, okay, she signed, and I'll hit apply. So I have 8 people this month that I have signed up. So that's how you find out specific reports. So, and then here, I'm going to reset it. Another report, what was I looking at the other day? Zero PV is another report I've been leaning very heavily on. So these are all of the members. Look at you guys, 500 people in our account, in my entire downline that have not ordered anything this month. That's a lot of people. So then I want to say, well, I want to target that group, because I'm trying to increase the amount of members that I have ordering, right? But I'm not going to contact all of these people because some of them are Alyssa's people, some of them are Debbie's people, some of them are Jenny's people. So then I'm going to go to that customize. So I'm still in the 0 PV report. Then I'm going to customize this and say, again, who have I enrolled that have not placed an order this month? So 1853871. So again, I'm going to run that report, customizing it. I have 64 people that I have enrolled this month, or not this month, but total, that are active that have not ordered. So then I've been focusing on how these are the people that I'm making care calls to. These are the people that I'm sending notes to. These are the people that I'm sending text messages to. I'm really, really honing in on these 64 people to try to get them to resurrect that their love of the product and use them. And maybe they want new things. Maybe they don't know how to order online. I don't know. Maybe you want to get together and have coffee with them if they're local to you. So running reports is a very, very helpful part of growing your business and really fine-tuning what group you want to focus on. Or maybe I want to look at who's not on auto ship. So there's 77 accounts that I've enrolled that some of them have placed orders, but they're not on auto ship. So this is also helpful for okay, this person has placed orders the last 3 months. I need to let her know about Essential Rewards because she's not on ER yet. Maybe she doesn't understand how it works. That reminds me, I want to show you guys how to look at, this is kind of cool. So let's reset all of this. All accounts. Okay, up here, do you guys see these these options right here? If you click on this is super cool because now you see their OGV or growth history, whether it's something what they've spent. So for example, we might look at, let's see here, it's nice way to see okay, this person, where was that Becky coaching that? Anyway, so let's just say that this Bobby Roth person, let's say she wasn't on ER. And I'm looking at her information right here. This is her order history. And if she was not on ER, she would be a good candidate for ER, right? So then I would want to contact her and say, you're not on ER yet. You've been placing orders every month, almost, $50 to $100. Let me tell you more about ER. Does that make sense? So sometimes that's just a helpful view. Or when we're looking at business people and we're like, okay, let's see Debbie. I keep pulling on Debbie because I know she's here. Look at that. She has great growth. So she might be feeling really down, gosh, I just can't seem to get where I want to go. Am I doing something wrong? Maybe this isn't right for me. And then we're going to pull this up and say, Debbie, look at your growth. You are having consistent growth. You are growing every month. You're doing a great job. Keep doing what you're doing and blah, blah, blah. Or we might look at, someone else's Bree. Okay, we see that somewhere down here, something happened in life where she wasn't engaged as much in her business. But look she's engaged and things are going up, kind of a thing. So it just helps you look with your business people to see the trend of their business. So I like that view a lot. All right, let's look at PV Assistant, unless you guys have more questions about this downline view. All right, so if we go back to dashboard, you can access the monthly orders by clicking on this button here where the monthly order is in the shopping. Or if I go back to dashboard, I know you guys know this, but this is how you can tell your members. If you click on Essential Rewards over here, then they're taken to the Essential Rewards dashboard, this is the Essential Rewards dashboard is what I call it. So we know, but again, we want to explain this to our members. You have what your monthly order is looking at. You can view it. You can change the order. If you need to change the shipping address and method, you just go straight here, change the payment there. Processing day, you can change down here. I always use process today because mine never processes until the 20th of the month, but I always process it on the first few days of the month. And then order history, you can access here. Alyssa, PV Assist. So when you're in the Essential Rewards dashboard, see the
Mhm.
tabs across the top?
Yeah.
I'll skip over to PV Assistant. This is what PV Assistant is. So you set your goal, right? So as a business person, our goals should be to never drop under 100 PV.
Okay.
Well, that's why I have 100 as my goal.
Mm-hmm.
And for regular members, their goal would be 50, right? Or maybe some of them are 100, but 50, right? And you can always edit that if you want to. This activates, checking this box will activate that PV Assistant is actually going in to effect.
Okay.
And then you add things to the cart by saying add products. If I didn't have anything in here, I'd add products. Now, I'll do that and let's see. Because what's tricky is it looks like you're adding things to your cart. Do you see that? It's like, that's my cart. And you see what I mean? And I've had members say, okay, I'm adding things, but I'm adding this to a cart. I don't want this order to be placed. It's not placing an order because it says save monthly order. So see how that wording can be kind of confusing? But that's not actually saving your Essential Rewards order. It's just saving this PV Assistant order. All right. So, so you'll add things to the cart. And what you need to know about PV Assist is it pulls from the top down. So if you have a 100 PV item, like if I had Ningxia Red 2-pack up at the top of my ER order, but something went out of stock and I'm only 5 PV away from my goal, then putting in the 70 PV item is overspending, right? So you want to put the smallest priced item at the top to the bigger price, or what you would want the most at the top. Does that make sense? So if something so I have my order all set and ready to go, something falls out of stock and I'm at 90 PV because something went out of stock or something happened. Well, it only needs to account for 10 PV. It's just going to pull from the top of your cart here and put it automatically into your cart. So for me, if I was under by 10, I would only need my number one thing to go into the cart and I'd be at my goal. I'd be at my 100 PV. But go ahead.
So this just holds your items, but this is not your actual ER order, or if you pull up your ER order right now, all these items will be in there?
This is not an ER order.
Okay.
This is just I'm going to delete geranium because I have no idea why geranium is in my order. Any of these. I don't know why I put these in there. It's weird.
So I don't put anything in my ER cart until right before my order processes.
Okay, so then you're just going to want to make sure that that's fine. That's fine. None of this will go in there unless it processes and nothing's in your cart. Then it's going to put all these things in your cart. Or not all of them, but enough to get to your goal, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
So these are not, I never get any of this in my order. I never do.
Because your order is always over 100.
Well, yeah, and I watch it closely enough to know, and then that's why I tell people put things in here that are low price things and put things in here that you don't care to have too much of. I could never have enough toothpaste, right? That would be fine. But sometimes toothpaste goes out of stock. So you don't want to just have that one thing in your PV Assist, right? I need to have then, if this was out of stock, then it would bump down to putting lavender in my cart. And lavender's never out of stock.
And Lissa, you know what I was thinking? Because you're probably thinking, well, I really don't need the PV Assist because I update it right before it processes.
Yeah.
And this is just probably me being worried about things, but I'm I don't know. What if one of the kids gets stomach flu and I'm crazy and then I just forget? I mean, you know what I mean? It's what if something just crazy happens and you're holy moly. I'm like Lisa, I stock up my cart and then I end up, she probably thinks that I'm going to have a $600 order and then it comes down. Right. So that's my reminder. It's just my reminder of what I need. But I don't know. I always just feel like it's good in case there's an emergency, in case life just takes over or somebody gets sick or something happens. That's the reason I do it.
Okay.
I
You just
am.
put like your staple things.
Yes,
in
I
there,
do like
that
Lisa.
it
Yeah.
needs to pull from there, then you wouldn't mind having extra of those items.
Exactly. I mean, I'm like Lisa. I have the Thieves. I have the Thieves toothpaste. I do lavender. I always do lemon, lavender, peppermint, and Thieves.
Right.
And those are the things that I keep in mind. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So see, like I just added the purifier because like a 5 PV thing is a good thing to have in there, because if you're only 3 PV under, then, you're not spending an extra $50, right, to get up to your goal.
Okay.
So and I mean, and just worst case scenario, especially people who are actively engaged in the business, it like Debbie says, we never know when tragedy or difficulty can strike. And it's just, you're not buying any of this unless you have to because you drop under. So it doesn't hurt anything setting it up at all. So it's just good to have it set up.
Okay. Well, I think I just set it up.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So we can look. Let's see. Yes. Woohoo! You have a shield. Good job.
Okay. Good.
Yay!
And then, but I need to go back in there and put whatever in there that I want, right?
Right. Yep. Oh, and that's the other thing to mention. I'm glad you said that. If one of your members ever has something wrong with their ER order, like something goes out of stock and you have to call in and try to fix the problem, they will not fix your problem until they set up PV Assistant. So and I've had more people, and I had to hang up off customer service. I have to call my member back and say, hey, and we know that there's a time crunch. If there's something wrong with an order, we have to get in like before the order ships. And so if they're going to try to fix an ER issue, they have to have PV Assistant set up so that they don't have a problem like that again. Okay. I think that, one thing I do want to show you guys, obviously, down at My Accounts, you're going to see like all of your information, who your upline leaders are. You'll see I think this is where you sign up direct deposit. Is that correct, you guys?
Oh, I need to do that too. This is so great today.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I'm looking at somewhere, I don't know, somewhere I feel like you're supposed to be able to set up direct deposit.
Is it under preferences?
Yeah, maybe my preferences.
Downline commission.
Yep, donate via commission. I don't know. Poke around in some of the groups. I think if you just do direct deposit search.
I think we have it in the in Valor Droppers. I think if you search it in there, it'll pop up.
Okay.
So here, direct deposit. Change direct deposit information. So right on that profile information, there should be a direct deposit option.
Oh, okay.
And you'll just put in your account information. Okay, and so then if you scroll down, well, I can't now, but you obviously can see your commissions. The cool thing about seeing commissions is you can click on the check number and it's going to break down your commissions for you. So if you look here, if you ever think that Unilevel is just drops in the bucket and, oh man, I'm only getting like 4%, this isn't a very good compensation plan. You guys, I got $1,400. The bulk of my check comes from Unilevel. So, but obviously as you grow into your leadership, some of those start to, generations are, for people that are Silver Plus, you earn generation shares. Sorry, you guys, it's bumping around. You earn generation shares on their Unilevel, right? So on their sales. The leadership bonus this is what we're talking about, those shares, right? So when you so I earned 2 shares on myself because, does anyone know why? I'm testing you guys right now. Why did I get 2 shares on me?
Because you're silver and gold?
Because I'm gold. Gold is 2 shares.
Oh, okay.
Right. No, but you're kind of right. And then, and I got 1 share on Bree because she's silver and 1 share on Debbie. So we see here, last month, the share was about $135. Every month, the share amount changes depending on the sales of the company. But it's usually 130, 150-ish, 140, something like that. So anyway, don't let this confuse you, other than just, you can really start to pull apart what am I getting paid on? It breaks it all down for you.
And what's that under? Oh,
this is under my conditions. So under your commission, just click on the check number.
Yep.
and you'll see.
Can I clarify something really fast?
Yeah.
So we talked about the shares on Friday night, I think it was, when we did this last Zoom. And I had never gotten a share before. And so I thought that being senior star right now, that if I hit a share, I would get $140. But it's only $40 to $60. And then it's more once you're silver. So the generation shares are more, but the rising star team bonus pool shares are only $40 to $60.
Correct. Correct. So that's, you're looking at when you are in this purple area, distributor to executive, these are the shares that you are earning. And those are, I think they're like 50 each or something. So you could
looked it up and it said 50 to 60, but I got my first one this month and it says on Oily Tools that it was 50. So
yeah. So it's usually around 50.
Mine has always come in at 50.
Right. So if you get 3 shares, that's 150.
Oh.
But right. But once you hit silver and above, then you jump into this share, and that's usually around 140 per share. Right. Good question. Okay. So that's where you can do commissions. You can look at your order history, the different orders, and find tracking numbers. If you click on that, the tracking numbers there, and it will show you exactly what, when it's shipped. Address book, which actually sometimes the address book is helpful because I have had people order on my account that just don't want, their own account. And so when I go to follow up with who are those potentials or just people I've talked oils with before, you forget. So this is where I've kind of looked before. I'm like, oh, I could send them a Christmas card, or oh, I could send them a little follow-up thing. Oh yeah, I forgot Christine bought oils from me one time, kind of a thing, or whatever. So that's kind of a fun way to think about to access and use that. Voucher, no idea. Oh, that's if you earn vouchers. Sometimes they used to do them a lot more. Then you get $20 off a new member when you get those vouchers. They haven't done them in so long. And the MyYL website, I do not have that activated, but you can use that. I think, didn't Bree just say she signed up for that?
Yeah, she did.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
So you can do that $10 a month, which is not, you might want to look into, if you search probably some of the bigger business groups, they might have more information. But this is what they're trying to build right now, is about the, MyYL. So if you're interested in that, look through here. Is there anything else, you guys, that I haven't covered? I feel like, can't think if there's.
So,
member resources. Go ahead, question.
When you see someone's been added to your downline, and I guess it's just someone who's ordered through Young Living and then they put them under you?
That can happen, but that won't usually happen until you're Silver Plus. If someone just pops up in your downline, then that means that somebody has stacked them under you. I'll show that.
Do they usually contact you, or I guess I'm wondering, should I contact them, or are they really someone else's person?
Good question. So when you go to let's look at, let's go into my organization, and if you notice oh, I got a new member. Look at, this Kate Bensman popped up in my downline. Click on their name, and whoever their enroller is who stacked them under you. And then that's who their point of contact will be. So their enroller, correct. Okay. So that's the person who sold them the kit. Okay. So if someone pops up in your downline, that's just kind of a awesome thing, because you don't really have to maintain that member. They're going to be maintained by someone else. So if
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So if I've stacked someone under you, or if Jen Abejan has, or something like that, then you don't have to take care of them. The enroller will take care of them.
Okay. And so they wouldn't show up under my level 1, is what you're saying?
Not necessarily, because if we're stacking to help, right now, I wouldn't, here's a good example. So see this, Jennifer Zanardi and Roxanne Cooper. These are my 2 newest members. They're currently on my level 1 because that's just how I do it. I sign people up and I just have them put me in as a sponsored enroller. So I know within 5 days, I need to move that person. I'm going to be just changing their sponsor, because I will always remain the enroller of the people that I sell a kit to. All right.
Okay.
So, but I need to change the location of this new member. So I'm going to call into Young Living today and say, I'd like to, request a sponsor change. And they'll say, okay, what's the member numbers and blah, blah, blah. So if I want to move, say I want to put Jennifer Zanardi, I'm going to put her under your business. So I am going to look, think about where you are right now. I think you're back down here. So I am going to look at your business and I am going to say, okay, well, Carrie doesn't have a business person yet. So then that's when I say, hey, have you thought of anyone who we could start stacking under? Because we don't want you to, we want to start seeing legs grow. If you don't have a business person, I'm going to put them on your level 1. If you have a business person, I'm going to start stacking them under Erin. So they might be on your level 2. Because we want to kind of encourage, if we can, we want to encourage the structure of your organization to grow the direction it needs to grow so you can hit rank.
Okay.
But like for this example, this is something down the road you guys can think about. If I stacked under Erin for your business, that puts the person on my level 7, which is pretty low for me. I'm not going to get, if they ever chose to do the business, I wouldn't get paid on that person for a lot of their work. So it doesn't make sense to oftentimes stack outside of your level 6.
Okay.
So but that's just an example. Go ahead.
So that would be like Jen would do that.
Correct.
For Jen's new people.
Yeah. If she were to stack under you, and remember, stacking is nothing that is, we don't know if it's ever going to happen, right. But like I never get someone stacked under me. I am growing my business well enough that no one upline of me thinks that I need help. So, yeah. And I don't, but anyway, but yeah, if you were to be stacked under, then they would probably, if you have structure already going, they want to put in your legs because it just helps you get to rank.
Okay.
Those are good questions. There was something, I was going to show you guys the member resources. So this is where you're going to find a lot of great help. Like when you have a new business person, this is where you can find out how to sign up for direct deposit or sharing the compensation plan with them. So this is where you get the compensation plan highlights that I've shown you before. So you can save this to your computer, put it on your desktop, print it out, put it on your mirror. Go back to member resources. No, it's back here. Policy and procedures. If you have a question about something in the policies, you can look it up. Where's the other thing? I thought the monthly promotions. Like if you wanted information about the monthly promotions and the flyers from Young Living, then you can get that flyer right here. So you could, share this one. Our uplines make prettier ones sometimes. But that's where you could get that resource. That's usually done on the website by the 1st of the month, sometimes the 2nd. A compliance letter. There is a place, I always have to poke around a little bit, but like on my business cards, I put like the Seed to Seal emblem and the Young Living logo and stuff. That's all found in here. Like I said, I always have to poke around a little bit to try to find it. Business Center, maybe. Yeah. So here's some logos. So you can download these logos if you wanted to put them on like a business card or something.
Cool.
Yeah. Or like I want to make through Vistaprint, I want to make like a what am I trying to say? A notepad to take to classes so people can write notes with like the Young Living logo. So I would download this and upload it into Vistaprint and have them, Vista makes all those things, tools. So that's where you can get those logos. All right, any other questions, you guys?
Back in member resources, I found that link builder really, really helpful because then I can just send that link right down on right under member resources in one of the.
Oh, right here? Yeah.
And then I send that link down at the bottom right there directly to people when they want to sign up. And I just say, just follow this link. And then the number's already added in. And so it's one less step because I find selling starter kits sometimes is overwhelming for people. So if it's one less thing that they don't have to plug in or worry about, then it makes
awesome. You're so right, Lindsay. That's kind of a newer thing too that they did. I will show you guys, if you're funny about long links, tinyurl.com. So this is super cool. If you feel like that's just like a long thing, this is just like a little hack. This is totally fine to send this long link, but I feel like that could be kind of long. What you can do is copy and paste that long link into here, make tiny URL, and look at how cool. There's that URL. Just condensed.
I did that for Instagram. That was cool. Yeah.
Isn't that cool? It's so I do it a lot just because, especially like if I'm making a post or something, and then you don't want this like 3-liner link, right? So it's just and it'll show you, like if I clicked on it now, it'd make me log out of the virtual office, but I'll show you. So it totally works. So log out and look at, here it is with my member number put in. So it's the same link, they just condense it. So it's kind of a cool little trick.
So you use that, Lindsay, for like if someone in your downline wants to sign someone up,
No, I use that if I'm going to sell a kit.
Okay.
Because a lot of the time people will sell kits like in person, but most of the people I'm selling kits to are back in California and we live in Arizona.
Right.
A lot of my stuff is all done online or through text messages.
Right.
So I just send them that link directly and then they can just click it, and then I usually try to walk them through it. Heather made a really cool graphic that she posted in Valor Droppers that helps them follow step by step on what to do. And so I usually send them my link and then I send them that graphic and then let them know if they need any help, just to let me know, because it makes it a little bit less complicated because it's easy to follow a picture.
And Alyssa, though, to also answer your question, though, you could totally, if I wanted to sign someone up and have myself be the enroller, and then I want them to be in your business, because that's where I'm going to start stacking all my people, because like I know you're hitting this, working for this rank kind of a thing. Like if you know the sponsor you want them to have in your business, you could put that number in here, create the link, and share that, and they would just go straight there.
Okay.
So that's another good tool and a good way to do it. Then you don't have to worry about
calling. Yeah.
Sure. I always sign them up under me on my level 1, and then it gives me a few days to really process, like,
yeah,
where do I want to put them? So,
because right now I just have an email that I send people that has my link already in it, but the last 2 times I've sent it to people, it's like automatically putting them under Bree as an enroller. I have no idea what's going on. The people have switched it, but it's so weird. So
maybe you need to update that link to this one with both your numbers on it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's under member resources link builder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Weird. Okay. I'll have to look for that graphic too. You said Heather put it in.
Yeah. I forget. I was going to try to search for it in Valor Droppers, but it's a good one. She like made it and shows all the steps of how to sign someone up. But when you guys get new business people, this is the first thing that you want to send them, or show them how to get their link on how to sell a kit. Like if you have someone, I mean, that, because like you said, Lindsay, that's one of the most daunting things in the beginning of, like, people are like, wait, how do I do this? But it's so simple, we kind of forget that it can be kind of overwhelming in the beginning. So this is a simple way to really help them out. Like, hey, here's this link, share this with anyone. They're going to just push on it and go through the steps, and you've signed someone up.
Cool.
Yep. I was going to see if go ahead.
I was going to try to find it for Alyssa, and if I couldn't find it, I was just going to post it in Valor Droppers because I have it saved onto my computer.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, if you want to do that, that'd be great.
Yeah, thank you. I know you're busy.
Look at that cute face.
Oh, I know.
So sweet. I ran across a video of like Luke as a baby, like 3 or 4 months old today, like, or it's on Facebook. You know how they pop up like 8 years ago, and it was like him laughing so hard. It was so cute.
Aww.
Oh my gosh! And here he is going off to 3rd grade. Any other questions that you guys have?
No, this was so great.
Oh, I'm glad that it
would be like so basic. I mean, it is, but I learned so much. I think I need to start hanging out on just the virtual office more.
It is helpful.
There's a lot here.
There is a lot, and that's like Brandon watches it a lot for me. But you get to a point where you kind of just, if you watch it, if you check in with it daily, and this is the other thing I was going to show you guys. What I'm looking for a lot of times when you go to your virtual office is look at who is placing orders that's not on ER, because those are people you'll want to follow up with too. And kind of just show them, oh, you need to, try to sign up for ER, or do you know about ER? Or I saw you place an order. That's so awesome. Let me know if it arrives on time. So if you just start checking in with it daily, you'll start to get familiar with what you're looking for, what you're seeing, what the structure of your business looks like. And you might notice someone keeps placing orders. Maybe they're a person who wants to do a class for you or wants to do the business, things like that. So. All right, if you guys have time tonight to come on date night, I know the evenings can be tough, but there is a date night tonight at 8:30. We're going to do just talking more through business stuff. Or if you want to encourage anyone else in your organization to come, that'd be great as well. So.
Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, you guys. If you have any other questions.